So I'm going to dedicate this one to my good buddy Clint Eastwood. Basic math, because the difference between 5 and 6 can be very, swear word, important. Sorry about the swear word, guys. So what's that got to do with math? Well, if you looked at part 1 where I talked about solving radicals, I went ahead and used Chuck Norris for my example there. And I just thought I'd spread the wealth a little bit and go after one of my other favorite television heroes, Clint Eastwood. Now, bear in mind, in that particular movie, I think that was Dirty Harry, he doesn't actually get the bystanders, innocent bystanders out of the way to do his business. He just goes blasting away. In this problem, I've got two radicals in there. I've got the square root of 3x plus 1 plus the square root of 3x equals 2. So I got two radicals in there. So Clint Eastwood, you know, when he takes care of business, usually he shoots down his guys one at a time, right? I mean, yeah, you can probably do the quick draw sort of thing that I think he did in Fistful of Dollars, I think it was. But suppose he's got to take them on one at a time, okay? Which means we're going to subtract, we're going to isolate for one radical at a time here. So I'm going to isolate for my square root of 3x plus 1 first. Now I'm going to disarm that square root of 3x plus 1. I'm going to square both sides of the equal sign. Now this particular problem, it's going to get a little nasty before it gets better on the right-hand side. Watch. Left-hand side, we got 3x plus 1, but on the right-hand side, we're going to have to multiply it out. First outers, inners last. So, we got 3x plus 1 on the left. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times a negative root 3x is a negative 2 root 3x. Inners, same thing. Negative 2 root 3x. And then the last, a negative times a negative is a positive. The square root of 3x times the square root of 3x is just going to be 3x. Okay, so I multiplied it all out. Now I'm going to collect like terms, and I'm going to try to get my radical on one side of the equation again, right? Because there's a lot of innocent bystanders now, and Clint Eastwood's not going to be able to just shoot through all these innocent people, or he'll kill innocent bystanders. He needs to isolate for the guy with the guns here. So, let's do this. Let's combine the guys with the guns, get them together here. So you got 4 minus 4 root 3x plus 3x there. And now I'll subtract a 4 to both sides. I'll subtract a 3x to both sides. That'll give me a negative 3 equals negative 4 times the square root of 3x. So then that gives me if I divide both sides by a negative 1, that'll give me 3 equaling 16. Oh, no, it doesn't. 3 equals 4 times the square root of 3x. I was getting ahead of myself. So at this point, if you've seen, there's a Dirty Harry movie in there where there's the bad guy, he's holding a hostage really close, and he won't let the hostage go. So Clint Eastwood, he just shoots the guy anyway, and the little kid gets away. And that's kind of what we got going on here. I could divide by 4 and really isolate for that square root. That will put me in a situation where I'm going to have to square a fraction of 3/4. That might not be the easiest thing for you to do. The easiest thing for you to do in this case might be to just go ahead and square both sides. Alright, and hopefully you don't shoot that innocent bystander. Well, 3 squared is 9. 4 squared is going to be 16. And the square root of 3 times the square root of, the square root of 3x times the square root of 3x is 3x. 16 times 3 is 48. So that'll be 48x on the right. Divide both sides by 48. We'll have 9 48ths equals x. We'll divide top and bottom by 3 to reduce our fraction. And we'll have our answer of 3/16. And that's how you take care of the bad guys in math. I wonder if Clint Eastwood could do this.